The other thing that could have ended everything for you professionally was when you tested positive for cocaine in 2012, and you really struggled for quite a long time, 18 months, to get another good ride. You thought maybe that's it. That was a self-inflicted wound.
Yeah.
When you look back at that, I mean, obviously, fortunately, you had a sort of saviour who came along and picked you up and said, right, I'm gonna back you.
So basically, look, I was a silly boy, you know, went out, took some drugs, got tested a week later, and it was in my system. You know, I wasn't doing it because I was right. It was more recreational. And quite rightly so, I admitted it. I got 6 months banned. Took my family out of school. We went around the world because, you know, obviously they were getting bullied. They were getting picked out of school. You know, I had paparazzi outside my house.
How did that make you feel that you brought that on everyone?
Not great. I think the biggest disappointment is telling my own parents.
How did they react?
Not great. My dad being old-fashioned. Kids, you know, they thought it was quite funny having paparazzi outside there to smuggle me in and out of the car with a blanket. We had a good time together around the world, and you know, I served my time, but did my 6 months. I came back, and I thought, well, everything's going to be on Kidori, come back, but you know, obviously, nobody would touch me. You know, for some reason.
You said you felt like a leper. It was like
I mean, I took it. You know, it took me. I just couldn't get a ride for about a year, and then I got to a point a year later. I couldn't see the light at the end of the tunnel. I thought, well, I've got no other choice. You know, I can't get any business, so maybe I have to look to do something else. Maybe
what would you have done if you hadn't been?
Probably maybe going to the media. But you know, I wasn't ready to quit. You know,
How were you feeling in that wilderness period?
I felt terrible. And you know, and then the worst thing was, you know, even my wife started doubting me. You know, she said to me the famous word, "Show me how good you are."
Really?
You know, one day, you know, we were struggling to pay bills, and things were going bad, and we all end up in an argument. And she turned around and said, "Well, you know, all your life you're telling me how good you are. Look at us now. We can't pay bills. Just show me how good you are." And
wow, that's a moment.
And that was like, you know, somebody shot me in the heart, right? You know, coming from my own wife, and that really got me fired right up. And I just said nothing, and I put my head down, and I persisted. I carried on, and 18 months later, a year later, I goes and win the Epsom Derby on Golden Horn, and we had a massive party at home, a few drinks with friends.
That feeling when you crossed the line and you won the Derby.
Oh, that was amazing, that feeling. But the feeling was when I got home and we did the party.
Did you say to your wife, "That's how good I am"?
So basically, when everybody left the house and we were sitting there, and I said, "Do you remember what you said to me a year ago?" I said, "That's it." I said, "Don't ask me again. I've done it now." So that was it. So, but,
what did she say?
She said that at the time I needed something like that
you probably did.
To make me believe, or to give me a push. And yeah, I mean, those famous words, "Show me how good you are," they imprinted in my house, trust me.
That's an amazing story.
Mad. But, you know, I think, you know, sometimes we all need someone to touch that nerve.
Yes.
You know, and
fire you up again.
And that's at the time, that's what I needed. And you know, who better person than your own wife, who knows me so well, to just, you know. And she said, you know, I just needed to say that, and it worked.
How important has she been, Catherine, to you?
Well, you know, she's been with me 30 years. I mean, I feel sorry for her that I brought her through this crazy life. You know, never mind self-inflicting stupid things that I've done. Plane crashes, nearly killed myself. Every day worried that I could end up in hospital when I ride. You know, it must be a worry for a woman to marry somebody like me. But she stuck with me. We had some amazing times together, and you know, she's been so good to me.
Do you remember when you proposed to her?
I did, yeah. I was in Scalini, one of my favorite Italian restaurants in London, and yeah, it was a nice afternoon in London, and I got on my knee, and I remember everybody...
In the restaurant?
In the restaurant, everybody stood up and clapped. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, it was sweet.
Did you have a ring?
I did have the ring, yes. Yeah, of course. And I was told, because I'm not English, I was told I had to go and see the father. Then I went to see Catherine's dad the night before, and I got a full lecture from his father. And
How did you sell yourself to him?
well, I said, listen, I came to ask the hand of your daughter. And he sat me down and said, listen, he said, before you start this, she's going to finish her studies. You're going to look after her. Give me a proper wash down, proper good English wash down. But yeah, great. Yeah, I'm, 5 kids.
What's the secret to a lasting marriage, do you think?
I think we don't live in each other's pocket. She lets me get on with what I have to do. She's been ultra busy with children. And we meet in the middle, we have our own things that we like. And, she just gives me free reins to be what I have to be, I'm a showman at the races, that's what I am, and she just lets me do, what I have to do. What is very important to have that backing.